Okay, I've cast a plaster section for the road area. Oh, I've told people I'll cast plaster sections before, but I'll say again for anybody that's new to my channel. I mean, you don't always need silicone to make a mould. You can make a mould out of anything, like I told you the other day. Like cast out of those. You just make something that's disposable, a one-shot mould. As long as you hit it with your hot glue gun, you can pretty much get away with casting most things. I mean, I've cast the texture on the road. I've added sandpaper to my mould there, and it's given more plaster. I'm standing in the light. It's given more plaster like a texture. So it's a bit hard to pick out now, but when it's painted up, it'll work. Like, got a nice seam line there. It's cracked nice. I'm just generally just broke it up to make it look like tarmac that's just been displaced, because it displaces in chunks. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't just, you just don't have a random hole. Do you know what I mean? They just it kind of slides almost as the underneath gives way and it just cracks. I'm quite pleased with how that is. That's come out like. It's all got to come up, and everything's got to be bonded down, because I've not bonded anything down yet. Don't be in a rush to glue anything down. Do you know what I mean? You can get away with pretty much getting the majority of the diorama plotted out, I think, and laid out in certain ways to a level that you don't even need to glue it for a long time. So I kind of work like that. You'd see there's a little shit box in place. And I've got the basic tiles. I mean, I've got this big one here because I'm thinking about doing a lamppost or a dustbin, like a concrete bin or something. I'm not 100% yet, so I don't want to make it too busy. And I've got a feeling I've got to throw some zombies on this. So, I mean, at first I wasn't going to stick any figures on it, but I think I'm going to have to. But we'll see how I feel when I've got the entire piece. Well, I don't know what we can call them pieces, the entire build done. But I think that when all that concrete's got all the extra rubble and stuff chucked in, it'll look quite nice. Now, once I've got everything bonded down and hot glue gun down, I don't really use PVA glue that much anymore, especially with plaster. I find it's just easy with plaster and clays to put your masks on, open your windows, get everything ventilated, and just use super glue. Use really viscous super glue that's like watery, and it'll soak into the plasterwork really well and bonds everything, and it dries tough, so you can actually use it. Where PVA, it takes forever, and you don't get an amazing sort of, you get a good fix, do you know what I mean? But for this kind of thing, I'd rather use super glue. If you can get away with using it and it not destroying stuff, I'd use super glue. But I mean, all these slabs, I'll have some broken, I'll break some up and crack some up and carve a few out, dig a few holes into the sort of that level there, and there's got to be a curb cast, yeah. But all this will push down a bit. As I said, it's all not kind of bonded out, and even the foam underneath's all loose, so I'll just dismantle it. I'll probably just put a few numbers on these so I kind of know where things kind of roughly go when I pull it out, because I should have really hot glue gunned it, but I just sometimes get ahead of myself. But it allows me to replace these things and play with them a bit more, because I've got to pack some clay out and get more on my pipe working, because I want a full pipe across there for splitting, not like a pushed pipe. Do you know what I mean? It's just a little test piece. But I think you can see she's starting to shape up now. You're trying to get an idea of where she's at. I mean, the tyres are going to deflate it. That was just a little test idea, see what I was thinking. Well, it'll probably end up like that. Whereas I've got a few pictures where people flatten tyres, so I'll work from those, and hopefully they'll turn out nice. But I think that's kind of what the scene's going to be like. The bus is just sort of, the earth's gone. Sort of the bus has hit the bad patch, it's sort of swerved, hit there. It's kind of just been abandoned and left there. A few, maybe odd zombie. Anyways, that's where it's at. And I'm sorry I'm spamming your feeds a lot, you know what I mean? You haven't got to watch them if you don't want to. But I'm just sort of documenting as I go, so anybody that wants to follow can follow. And any questions on stuff, just let me know. I mean, this is moulded casting plaster. this is the best stuff. It's the toughest stuff you can get. No, it's really good. It's a bit of a bugger to carve. You got to Dremel it, use a Dremel on it. I mean, if you want to carve something easier, use like the Hydrocal. It's a lot softer in comparison. This is really hard. So, anyways, that's what we're looking at. I'm kind of starting to. I like it at this stage, and if it starts to come together, because I know once I hit it with the paint, and get the rest of the buffs on it, it'll just all fuse nice. So anyways, you take care and happy modelling, people. Look after yourselves.